I know y'all been waiting. Let's talk recruiting. And we do have some updates here. I'm very interested on Savion Hyder and Javion Osborne, given the fact that we haven't heard a lot about Hyder in recent weeks. But now with the Javion thing, him whittling it down to just 2 schools, it looks like Hyder is back in the limelight a little bit more. So I'm going to pull up his tape and we can start chatting through Savion Hyder update.
Yeah. So, boys, very interesting dynamic here. What? Huddle has ads? What is this? John, what are we doing here? What's going on here? Why is this pigeon on my damn screen right now? What the hell is going on?
Hold, please.
Is there really an ad on a Huddle? When the hell did that start?
That must have just started.
The disrespect, bro. What are we doing here? Anyways, all right. So to get back to it, so Savion. All right. So the whole Sonic and Knuckle dynamic with the Javion Osborne and the Savion Hyder dream, in my opinion, it's done. It's not happening, boys. It just does not appear that they both would like to be in the same class. They're alphas, right? One wants to be top dog, and that appears to be how it is. So we're gonna touch on Savion Hyder. What's interesting is we all know it's been kind of quiet on the Savion Hyder front. What's been going on. I think it was either early or late January, early February, where Savion Hyder was announced as Michigan was the leader for Savion Hyder, the number 1 running back in the nation. But it's been kind of quiet since. He's only done about 2 visits. He's kind of laid low, and people are wondering what is going on here. Well, the current update is this: Michigan is still the leader for Savion Hyder, and he will be making official visits when he does official visits. And the official visit for Michigan is June 13th to June 15th. So that's when we're going to be looking out for that. But it does appear that the Osborne, Sonic and Knuckles dynamic is going to be dead. And we'll get into why that is with the Javion Osborne update. But be on the lookout for that. Michigan does have some work here. This isn't a gimme. This isn't a lock. Georgia's making a move. Ohio State's making a move. And Tennessee is doing Tennessee things, which what I mean by that is McDonald bag season. They're trying to make a play, and we'll see if they can. Obviously, we think Michigan's in a great spot. There is a strong belief that the NIL is extremely healthy here, and we're going to find out how this transpires. And then this rotates us right into Javion Osborne, John. And what's interesting is Javion Osborne, Tashard Choice was the running backs coach for I believe it was Tashard Choice. I should know this because he was the running backs coach for Texas. He left Texas, came to the Detroit Lions to be the running back coach for the Detroit Lions. And because of that, that was Javion Osborne's best relationship. And once that occurred, it was actually projected that he was going to be coming to Michigan because Michigan was already a major player. In December, it was actually believed that Javion Osborne in Michigan, it was like Michigan was number 1 for Javion Osborne. Then Texas kind of had the momentum, and then Texas loses their running back coach, and then it appeared that it looked as though Michigan was the clear leader again, and they were, but he did do a visit recently, and that visit was to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame just recently, Javion Osborne put out a graphic of a top 2, and the top 2 is Michigan, Notre Dame. Now, what makes this interesting is Notre Dame is playing very aggressive here. They want Javion Osborne. They have an aggressive NIL strategy for Javion Osborne, and it does appear that Notre Dame has the edge in this recruitment, and it does appear to be trending that way. What's also interesting is Michigan does have an unofficial visit scheduled with Javion Osborne on the 19th, which is the spring game. So if there is an opportunity to swing momentum back, it's going to be that spring game. So we'll see. That's the update. So the current trajectory is Notre Dame has a slight edge. He is looking to visit Michigan on the 19th. If he makes the visit, there's opportunity to reclaim the lead. If he doesn't make the visit, that's going to be as telling as it gets. we will know our answer. April 19th give us a much clearer picture on the Javon Osborne saga, but it does appear Notre Dame has made a move here. And it's potentially possible that, because of the whole Sonic and Knuckle dynamic, that each one would prefer to be, it does appear that they don't, one wants to be in the class versus the other. Like, it doesn't appear that they want to be a duo. So that's kind of where we are. The good news is Michigan's in the race for both of these guys, and they're both elite backs. So we'll see how this concludes. In my opinion, Savion Hyder is the best back of the two. So I'm hoping we get Savion Hyder, but we'll kind of see how this, trends, because right now it's a very interesting dynamic, and Michigan is in a position where neither one is a lock. So Michigan's got to do their best here. Next player we're going to talk about is a personal favorite of mine, John, and that's Marky Walbridge. So Michigan, this is an offensive lineman who is, I believe, and let's double check here, John. I believe he's ranked in the 200s. I could be wrong. It could be the 400s. I don't even know. Marky Walbridge is actually, the 400s. All right, so it was the 400s. Michigan looks at him as a top 150 overall prospect. Like, they look at this guy as a big time player. Big time player. We've showed us huddle tape before. I'm sure we'll show it again in the future. But this is an extremely athletic offensive lineman. He is 6'6", 270 pounds. He is so versatile in terms of, he moves like not a tight end, but like if there was a gap between offensive lineman and tight end, he's there. I mean, he's very athletically gifted for his size. He could easily play guard, especially when they're going after the guys they're going after, like Malachi Lee and some of the others, like Zayden Crimpen and all that. So this is a player that I want everyone to pay a very close attention to, because I do believe he's leaning right now, or he's trending right now to be in Michigan's recruiting class. And right now, Michigan is going to have him for an official visit at some point in June. But there has been a crystal ball placed by Steve Lorenz of 247. I want to make everyone aware of this. So it does look like Michigan is in a very good position. We already have our guy Bear McWhirter in the class. This could potentially be the next offensive lineman in this class, which is already shaping up to be a very physically aggressive offensive line group. Both these guys are very similar in DNA in terms of place to the end of the whistle, dirtbag mentality, and pancaking everybody in front of them. So big fan of Marky Walbridge. We'll see where that one goes. And then this is the other player that this is my I guess my recruiting crush outside of Carter Meadows. So Carter Meadows and Travis Johnson. Travis Johnson came for another visit, guys. His second visit in just recent weeks.
Look out.
His mom is a major fan of Michigan. Travis Johnson really enjoys Michigan. What has been really big here for Travis Johnson, the reason why they came is because they wanted to see this new offense. They wanted to see this Chip Lindsey offense. What does Bryce Underwood look like? And by all indications, check. It looks, they feel the offense looks very good. They could see themselves in this offense. And Bryce Underwood is personally, this is one of those recruitments, guys, where Bryce Underwood is personally recruiting Travis Johnson to Michigan, spending a lot of time with him. And one of the things that Michigan is pitching, and we talked about this on our show, that early playing time angle. They're telling Travis Johnson, you come to Michigan, there's an opportunity for you. There's a pathway for you to get on this field early and play with Bryce Underwood. So his next visit to Michigan is going to be June 13th. So let's be on the lookout for that. I think Michigan's in a great spot for Travis Johnson. I do anticipate Michigan's going to be aggressive here. And Travis Johnson, along with CJ Sadler, who I feel very optimistic will be in this class, is an excellent duo. You have your Y, you have your Z. We just got to get an X. And this wide receiver class is going to be the best since the 2017 wide receiver class. And mind you, the 2017 wide receiver class was stupid elite. For those who don't know, that is the Nico Collins, the Tariq Black, the Oliver Martin.
Nico
Collins. Yeah, right. I'm missing one. Tariq Black, Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Donovan Peoples-Jones, yeah.
Yeah, that class was absolutely ridiculous. Unfortunately, it didn't fully live up to its potential. So let's be on the lookout for Travis Johnson there. The next player we're going to talk about is it's so interesting. So this is Brock Harris, the number 3 tight end in the nation. He just visited Michigan again. And what's real interesting is he just put out a commitment post today that he's going. Yes, you already got it, John. We didn't even talk about it. He put out a commitment post April 7th, which is my birthday, by the way. He is going to be making a decision. And what makes this really interesting is this looks like a Michigan BYU battle, guys. And
Ooh.
and what's also interesting about this recruitment is Brock Harris is essentially a 2027 because he's another one of these that's going to be going on a mission. So he's also Mormon. He's going to be going on a mission. And Michigan's looking at him as a 2027. And for 2026, Matt Ludwig, who we're big fans of, Moose. Yeah, he is currently the tight end that Michigan is focusing on for 2026. So if you can get Matt Ludwig this class, you get Brock Harris for 2027. Well, essentially, you'd get him here, but he'd be your 2027 guy. That's big time. That's a big time. That's big time for Michigan. So let's be on the lookout because he's committing in 6 days. And I'm sure by next show, although I think the 7th is a Monday, ain't it? It is. So maybe we'll have something for you guys on Thursday.
Avengers Assemble.
Oh, shoot. We do have the Avengers Assemble show Monday, my birthday. I might have to miss that, John. I might be going out that night. But I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll be there, maybe I won't. We'll find out. But yeah, interesting situation here. Juju saying it's BYU or Utah. We'll see, man. I think Michigan made a play here, and I'm pretty confident Michigan's in the running. So we'll find out. We got Damari Simeon. This is the defensive tackle. We've had a lot of people asking, who is the defensive tackles that Michigan's currently targeting? This is one that Michigan is very high on. Right now, Penn State is kind of the leader, but Michigan's trying to make a move here, be the aggressor. And the very next step for Michigan here is going to be landing an official visit for June. And that'll be when Michigan can really potentially take that lead back. So we'll see if they have, they have the ability to do so. But that is currently the defensive tackle that Michigan is targeting right now, high on their board. Be on the lookout for Damari Simeon. There is a belief that Michigan has a lot of money allocated to the defensive line. They really want a strong defensive line class this year. And the next player we're going to talk about is big time, Titan Davis. Another one who's going to be going up for the all-name award, Titan Davis. So this guy is a 6'5", 200, and let's confirm. I heard that he was up to 280. Let's just see what the profile has on. So Titan Davis is the number 7 overall edge in the nation, guys. But he'd be playing what we would call a close end. So I've heard he's up to 260 now. His profile says about 240. Who knows?
Yeah, I see 250 in a couple different places.
Yeah, I've heard he's up to 260. So, we'll see. We'll see if how it goes. But envision this. Titan Davis, Carter Meadows. Titan Davis, Carden effing Meadows. That'd be big time if we can land both these guys, which they're trying to do right now, because one would play the other. So you'd have your rush end in Carter Meadows, you'd have your close end in Titan Davis, and you would have a serious problem for offenses for the next 3 years, because they probably wouldn't play their freshman year. But for 3 years, they'd be a problem. And so be on the lookout for Titan Davis. Name to know. Michigan's really high on him. He has a good relationship with Esposito, and I feel like Michigan's in a great spot with this. They've really done a lot in recent weeks. He did visit March 21st through the 23rd, so he just got here. By all indications, it was a great visit. Let's see what Michigan can do here. But Titan Davis, Carter Meadows, those are my 2 edges that I've pretty much committed myself to. If we don't get them, I will be sad.
So number 2 player in Missouri, number 7 defensive lineman. His ability to get on the edge, I love this player. And you can just watch the film. You can see what he would bring to a Wink Martindale defense. Just really, really strong player.
Yeah, it's exactly. The film don't lie. So we also have our next player we're going to hit on is Jordan Thomas. Now this is interesting because he's represented by the same agent as Travis Johnson. Both these guys are out of Virginia. He visited Michigan over the weekend with Travis Johnson. It's his second visit within 2 months. Michigan's extremely high on him, cornerback, and they're working hard to get him into the class. He's making a decision in spring. He's not going to let this play out. Michigan is currently in a very good spot for him. We're battling Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Auburn, and USC. What's also interesting about Jordan Thomas is he's one of those players who's been wearing a lot of Michigan gear. He wears a lot of Michigan gear when he does his workouts. He's got like the gloves and the towel and all that. So I think we're in a good spot here. It's still too early to call. Is it trending Michigan right now? Is it not? And the reason why it's early is because there's a couple other teams in this race he will be visiting. But I do think Michigan's in a good spot. And we're going to be on top of this one. I think this is another player. I'm confident in saying this is a player that we really need to get familiar with because he could potentially end up in this class. And the next player we're going to talk about, John, and this is Donald Tabor. We talked about him last week. He is a 2028. And you may be saying, why are we talking about a 2028 in 2025? Because he's the next one. He's your next Dante Moore. He's your next Bryce Underwood. He's the next elite quarterback who has been identified at such a young age, who is coming out of the state of Michigan, that people are projecting to be ranked very highly in 2028, and that is Donald Tabor. He did visit March 29th. He is considered to be one of the top quarterbacks for 2028. And what makes this very interesting for those who are not familiar or did not see our episode last week, Bryce Underwood has a mentorship big brother relationship with Donald Tabor. Donald Tabor is a part of the Sound Mind, Sound Body, just like Bryce Underwood. So we have a very good in here. As you guys know, NIL is healthy, so that's not an issue. As you know, Michigan, best players in Michigan go to Michigan. I mean, we know this. So it looks like we're in a great spot. It's really early. Michigan did very well on this recent visit, and by all accounts, guys, I don't want to say all accounts, but the vibe out of Ann Arbor is that Michigan is the team to beat this early in the recruitment. Now, he's not committing this year. He's not committing next year. It probably would be a 2027 commitment, potentially end of 2026 type of situation. Quarterbacks like to get in early so they can build their class, get momentum going. But it's a player we will keep our eye on because he is a homegrown talent, and he's going to be a very good player when it's his year to be to commit to a school. So we'll be on the lookout for that. That's big time, because if hypothetically we got Bryce Underwood, we pull Ryder Lyons, and then you get Donald Tabor, boys, the quarterback position would be set until 2031. Let's do it. Let's go for it. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Very interesting recruitment that we'll be on top of.